All right, all you cool cats and kittens, we're going to go ahead and work on object B. So I've already built object B for us. It's sort of looks like we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes that we use to build this one. And from the picture, we have two corners that almost look like that they are equal distance from each other. So we got to choose one edge to kind of work on. So again, I'm probably going to start drawing it right here. I'd use pencil, but for my purposes today, I'm going to use pen. So hopefully you can see things a little bit better. Right here, I have my edge, and we're going to draw my triad. And so what I have done is I've started to draw in this part and this part of my cubes. I am going to try to draw the top surface. So I see 2. So what I did was I drew these 4 cubes. It's a single surface. We see them very easily. So that was my first thing I did. I can start to add some other things here. I clearly see that over here, here's the square. So I can draw this square in. I see this face. So I can draw here and here. I see this face pretty easily. So we're going to go ahead and draw that face in. And I see this face over here. I'm able to draw that. Now back here where my thumb was, you can see a little bit of this cube, which makes sense that it probably need to have a line go down there. So we see a little bit of that. The one thing that we are missing is sort of building this other 2 cubes. How much of the other 2 cubes are we going to see? So what I'm going to do is right here, this is where I see sort of this face rise up. So this is kind of this face. I could have done an edge if I wanted to, an edge, and I could have done the sort of triad that I talk about. I'm going to finish with the top. And it looks like now I can go all the way down. And there you go. I have completed this particular drawing. Now it's time to go ahead and look at the front, side, and top views. Again, this is how the object looks to me on my piece of paper. To the right of it is the side. So again, all I want to do is if I was to kind of look at it, I'm just going to draw a fence around the outside. I'm not worried about what's high, what's low, what's connected, what's not. But it looks like I have right here 1, 2, 3 at the bottom and 1 at top. So I'm going to go ahead 3 across. And then all the way up. And so there you go. I drew sort of the perimeter around these, but I have to put in lines for either things that have been cut out or changes in sort of heights. So I'm going to put a line here because clearly this is much higher. So I have that line. I would probably put another line here, but I'm going to hold off for a second because underneath here, it's missing a little bit. Like, where'd my pen go? So either a solid line, but for those who are getting this a little bit more, we would go with a dotted line to say, hey, it's a hidden line back here. Back here, there's some material that is missing. I want to, and I'm going to pull out a pencil now. Let's see here. That's a colored pencil. I'll need that in a second. I got another colored pencil. That'll work. What I want to do is sort of sketch lines going across. We're going to do the front view. So right now, if this is my sort of isometric view, if I rotate it and look at the left side of it, this really is my front. My front is going to look like this. I, again, want to just do the perimeter, put a fence around it. If I started 3 from the equator here, 1, 2, 3, ideally I'd like to start here. And I know that it is 3. Then we're going to go up and up 2. over 1, down 1, over 2. Again, I will want to show the differences in height. So here's a change in height right here. Right here is a change in height, but there's also missing some material under here. So I'm going to make this one a dotted line. But over here, we also have a change in height. So I'm going to make this a solid one. Again, I'm not going to stress about the dotted line with you guys, especially being hybrid. But there you go. I have now drawn the right side, the front, and now it's time for me to do the top. So the top view is if we look at the front, we can flip it over, and now we have the top view. Before I get going, I'm going to use my pencil again. I'm just going to extend lines from the outermost edges so I know my drawing, that whatever I make is going to end up between these two lines. And I notice that I'm 2 from the equator here, so I'm going to make sure I start. I'm just going to put a line there. That's where I'm going to start. But I notice there's nothing there, so I would actually erase that. But it sort of starts right down here. It goes up, then over. It goes up 2. And that's what my top view looks like. Again, it's like just putting a fence around the whole thing. Now I look for height differences, and I only see one height difference, which is right here. There's no missing material. We're looking good in that aspect. Time to color it now. And coloring it, remember, the right side is red. So I'm going to just go on my diagram here. This is for the side. This is the side. And this part over here is the side. And look, 1, 2, 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 sort of pieces. So it works out well for us. There we go. Remember, the sky is blue, so we'll make the tops blue. And then we have our front. Our fronts are green. I realize I didn't finish my coloring the blue yet, but we'll get to that. So if you look, I have 4 different greens. I have 4 different surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I even see it in my front view. So it means I must be doing something right, which is good. And our top, I only see a top here, and then I see this. There's 2. Look at that. There's just 2 right there. So it's working out. It's working out well. Now, fill out the bottom. Your name. This is object B. Today's date happens to be 2/5. And then you would put your period, which is 6E. In this case, I'll just put 6E1. But if you're in the second or third E blocks, that's what you would do. Voila. Hopefully that helped you if you were struggling with object B.